Our traders, welcome back to another video. Yes, we are back with Dogecoin. I am getting a little tired of making Dogecoin videos, so I'm probably going to be switching it up in the next couple of weeks. So other cryptos, maybe some stocks, maybe some forex again. But for now, Dogecoin is moving and we have a lot to talk about. So as always, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe so that I know you like this content. And if you want to hit the bell notification icon so that you get a notification every single time I post, basically live alerts, you can do that as well. Much appreciated. So let's get into the analysis. So the last video we made on Dogecoin, we were calling for a breakout of this trend line here and then a possible retest and then continuation higher, okay? And that's exactly what happened. All right, we had the break of the trend line right in here. Then we had a retest of the historical bounce zone right there. That is right around 31 cents. Okay, it was pretty much to the T, even if you zoom in all the way. Okay, we broke through that trend line, we retested the historical bounce zone, and then immediately we had a massive spike higher. And if you don't know, pretty much the reasoning behind this spike was this right here. Okay, Dogecoin has been listed on Coinbase Pro. I think Coinbase Pro, I don't think it's available on normal, the normal Coinbase, just Coinbase Pro. So that obviously created a lot of buying pressure on Dogecoin, and thankfully it was right in line with the technicals. So we had the technicals and the fundamentals lining up perfectly in this one area. And as you guys know, we were wanting to buy this in the 30-cent range. And so that was a pretty good trade right there from the lows, which is the historical bounce zone, to the highs. That was right around 44% at the peak of that move. That was a 44% return, and that is just getting started. Okay, we're just getting started, in my opinion. So let's do some more analysis and see what we can find on Dogecoin. We still haven't hit our short-term target, which is 47 cents. Okay, we kind of want to see 47 cents and 50 cents be hit, but we do have some interesting things going on here, as I'm sure you can already see. Okay, we have a W1 pattern. Okay, and if you don't know what these patterns are, just make sure to join our free Discord, link in the description down below. But basically, these patterns give us, well, first of all, they act as great support and resistance levels, and they also act as great targets. So this pattern right here, the W1 pattern, completes right around 67 cents, 68 cents right in here. Okay, so the thing about these patterns, the great thing about these patterns is that once we break this B point right in here, okay, which is basically the middle point of the pattern, then we have a very high probability of hitting this D point over here. Okay, so you'll notice that Dogecoin, once we actually broke out of this trend line, Dogecoin started to stall literally right at that B point level. It started to act as resistance. Okay, this high right here, previous high right there. Let me just cut it right there. Okay, so that high right there, and also this high back here, all the way back in April of this year. Okay, that is now acting as resistance, as shown by this zone here. Okay, you can see this high, right? Just this is a massive zone of support and resistance, depending on whether price is below or above it. Okay, so now you can see we are below that zone, and so we're retesting it, and now we are kind of rejecting off that zone. But that doesn't really matter for right now. I know some of you guys were concerned. You were leaving comments talking about a possible head and shoulder formation, which would look something like this, right? Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, collapse. But I don't think really we have too much to worry about on that front. I don't think that's what's going to happen. Right now, it looks like the buyers are in control. How do we know that? Well, we see a massive amount of buying volume coming in, as well as pretty much all green candles. And when we take a look at this resistance zone, you can see that even inside the resistance zone, there's still buying pressure happening. How do we know that? Well, we take a look at these candles. You can see there's some lower wicks right there, long lower wicks, and pretty much very tiny candles, right? There's small candles inside that resistance zone. So basically, that tells us that there's a battle going on between buyers and sellers. And if the sellers were extremely strong, they would have just turned it right around. But they didn't. So that means that the buyers are still buying. So what can we expect for Dogecoin going into the future? Well, there is something interesting that I wanted to show you guys that revolves around the past. And this was a trade that we took a long time ago. I think I posted it on my TikTok. If you're not following me on TikTok, go follow me there. Okay, and it is a very similar scenario. We had a pattern on Dogecoin. This is on the 4-hour time frame. I believe this is it. Yeah, same exact scenario. Look at this. Okay, we had a pattern on Dogecoin, W1 pattern, and you can see there's that B point. You can see that we broke above that B point, and then we pulled back and then completed that D point. Okay, and I'm going to put it on a linear scale so you can see what that looks like. Okay, so that is what happened. This was back in February. Okay, so like I said, when we break above that B point on these patterns, we tend to reach that D point. Okay, so that was from right around the B point. That was a 50-60%-ish return. And you can see if we go back to today, it is a very, very similar circumstance. So what we want to see for Dogecoin is a break and close above 43 cents. Okay, 43 cents is this line right here, right around, we'll call it 44 cents. You can see how we were unable to break and close above it, right? You can see we kind of just tested it multiple times, but we weren't able to close above it, which is what we want to see. Okay, so that is going to be the one thing that we're going to want to see now. It doesn't really, that's not relevant right now because obviously we are a little bit far away from that point. So do we have an entry point anywhere else on the chart? And the answer to that question is yes, in my opinion. Okay, because if we can expect this pattern to complete all the way up here, right around 67 cents, 68 cents, then we could be looking for more buying opportunities, more buying points in the chart. And there is one right to the left over here. As you can see, that was a massive level of demand for Dogecoin. How do we know it's a massive level of demand? Because we had moved away from that level very quickly, right? We had a massive spike away from that level. It's basic support. And so, well, if we expect Dogecoin to move higher, right? Because we also made new highs, new short-term highs, not, so we made new short-term highs. So that means we expect what? We have higher highs, higher lows. So we expect another higher high and another higher low. Okay. So what we may end up seeing on Dogecoin, right, is if we have this sort of pattern right in here, we break through this high. Okay, so now we expect if we just got a higher high, the next step is a higher low. Where are we going to get that higher low? Probably in this level of support right in here between 37.8 and 35 cents. Okay, so that is going to be a level of support. So if we expect a higher low, then that's probably where it's going to happen between, again, right around 38 cents, between 38 cents and 35 cents. Okay, so that is like a little swing trade. So if Dogecoin can make it back down to around 38 cents, that may be a good buying opportunity for the continuation higher and inevitable break of that 43-cent B point. And if that B point breaks, then we're likely going to reach our short-term target of around 47 to 50 cents. And if all that breaks, then we're likely to reach our main target all the way up here of 67 cents. And then you can see how that goes from there. If we get to 67 cents, there's probably going to be enough momentum to bring it to new highs. And if we get to new highs, then we're probably going to go to $1. Okay, so that is pretty much it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. Sorry if I was a little low energy today. Didn't get a lot of sleep, but yeah, thank you guys for watching. Subscribe, hit that bell notification icon so you get alerts every time I post. And if you want to check out the links in the description down below, like 2 free stocks with Webull. If you deposit $100, get 2 free stocks worth up to $1,000, I think. And if you want to join our free Discord, make sure to do that as well. So thank you guys for watching again. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.